I'm in LA now. We're rehearsing for the tour.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm sorry, my dog's trying to get
No,
in.
you're good. He's so cute.
Her name's Blanche Devereaux.
Oh, beautiful. So
All right,
cute.
so Eric from Young the Giant, thank you so much for your time. We're celebrating the new album Victory Garden, which is amazing, and I love that it's being described as ambitiously universal, deeply personal. You got connections in there mixed in with hope, and something that I love hearing, radical empathy. Now, with everything going on in the world, did you guys just figure, okay, this is what we need in our lives, and this is what we want to give out to the fans?
Yes. Very, very simply. Yeah, we were writing from a very intuitive place, a very natural place. We wrote the record and recorded the record all together, which seems obvious as a band, but I think with COVID and just the way that we started diving into kind of different ways of writing and recording over the years, this was kind of a return to form in the sense that we were essentially holed up together in these writing retreats out in nature. And yeah, it was really coming from a place of what we as individuals and as bandmates were looking for. And we're writing together and also having these deep kind of therapy sessions together. So it was just naturally occurring that these themes were coming up. A lot of the guys have young kids, so the idea of hope and planting gardens for the future, having
Mhm.
hope for a better future, and yeah, just the idea that being present with one another and enjoying the process of creating together was kind of the antithesis of just all of the intensity and the bombardment of bad news going on in the world.
Right. And with people like with what's going on in the world, empathy seems like a crazy concept for some people to have.
100%. I mean, it's so polarizing right now, and I think that this idea of radical empathy is the idea of choosing love even
Mhm.
when it's the most difficult to. And that's something that we think a lot about is when we're making a record and someone's listening to our records, or if we're playing a show and people are coming to see us perform. I think that there's a choice there of what energy are we presenting to the world as a
Mhm.
collective. And I think that the the idea of this record is the choice of love over fear.
Yeah. And getting into the record, some of these songs are just one, it's incredible. So different kind of love, huge on the radio right now, which congrats on being the most added in the past and on radio. So congrats on that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you got Evergreen videos out doing really well on YouTube. Almost there. Is that the one? Already there, my bad.
No
Already
problem.
there seems to be a really good fan favorite online. It's trending. And
Yeah.
then This Too Shall Pass is just incredible. So, with those that I listed and with everything else that is on the album, which one do you think that people are going to be most surprised to hear live? Maybe there's a different dynamic or maybe there's just more a bigger sound because it's live.
Mm. I think already there is a good one in the sense that with this record, we've played about four or five of the songs
Hmm.
live already. Already there, we've never properly played it live. And I think that one, I love the kind of mix of sounds on that recording, and then also just the feeling of that song. I think that some of my favorite songs, just generally out of any artist, have like this sense of melancholy or nostalgia like baked in. Um, and I think that already there has a good dose of that. So I'm excited to play that one. I also am really excited for the song "Are You With Me," which is one of my favorite songs on the album.
That is a good one. I was driving home and like I'm listening to the album. That one came on and I was like, ooh, that one hits. Like, like they all clearly do.
Oh,
Especially Evergreen's got a really good buzz. But like, yeah, the one that you're mentioning is really good.
thank you.
Which, speaking of which, You've worked with an icon for this album, right? So
Yes.
you've got Brendan O'Brien. Am I saying his name? Yes, Brendan O'Brien working with Pearl Jam, working with Springsteen. Also, who am I missing? AC/DC and Bob Dylan.
Incubus. I'm
Yeah,
buzzing.
were
Incubus,
you
yeah.
ever guys, when you guys signed up with him, was it one of those things where you went to a dinner, you went without people or anything like that? Somebody was trying to like casually name drop working with him, and then like,
No, what's funny about Brendan is we when we were making our second record, we actually we had toured with Incubus. We opened with for Incubus years ago. And when we went to go make our second record, we actually ended up living with Mikey Einziger, a friend of ours who let us live in his home for about a month or so. And he was telling us about Brendan because Incubus had done some really great work with him and continue to work with him. And we didn't really know at the time, we were young, we didn't really know too many people or names or producers and whatnot. So
mhm,
we didn't think too much about it. And then when it came to find the producer for this particular record, having just a better understanding of who's out there and kind of who we were looking for, what type of producer we were looking for, Brendan came to mind. And I've been telling this story. Both my parents are from New Jersey. I was born in New Jersey, but I was raised in California. But my dad, who's a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, showed me The Rising when I was a kid. And just his Brendan's ability to capture energy of a band in a room um, is really incredible. And we met up with him at Henson Studios where we ended up recording the record. And it was
nice.
just very clear to us that he was the right fit.
Great pick.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the big thing for this record was we're five very opinionated, very um, not heavy-handed, but we have a lot of ideas, and that can lead to, as a band, overthought and sometimes what we feel like is not overproduction, but like just going a little too far down the wormhole,
Hmm.
and sometimes missing the point of getting to the core of what we do best. And Brendan really helped us get out of our heads and just keep the ball rolling in the studio. And we
Yeah.
recorded a majority of the record live together, and then we kind of patched it up from there. But just capturing that live energy at the kind of inception of those recordings was what we were looking to do. And Brendan, it's helpful because he is a mentor figure, but also now can be considered a friend, but just having that mentor figure that you trust is
Hmm.
really, really crucial in the studio.
And it's really cool when you get to call them a friend, just being like, yeah, man, we're hanging out. So June 23rd, coming back to Pittsburgh, Stage AE. It's going to be amazing. The Victory Garden Tour, Cold War Kids opening up. You also have Almost Monday on the bill. After all these years of Young the Giant, you started in garages, you played stadiums, amphitheaters, festivals. What is it still like being able to create music and be successful at it with the five of you as friends, basically?
Yeah, we feel grateful. I think that we're at a time in our career where we're 6 albums in, and I think we kind of just look around at each other. And obviously, being in a band isn't the the easiest thing. There's a reason why so many bands break up or members leave. But I think that we have a really good line of communication with each other. I think we trust each other. And yeah, we are friends first and foremost. And, I think that we feel grateful that this is the five. These are the guys
Yeah,
that we ended up in a band together. Because as much as there are times when it's difficult being in a band and being away from family, it's really important to, especially when we're on the road and far away from family and friends, to have kind of a feeling of home even when you're on the road. And I think
right.
that it's a uh, feeling of gratefulness.
That's incredible. Y'all are over what, like over 20 years of being a band together, something like 22 or something like that?
Well, this lineup, uh, this lineup since 2007, I think, 2006 maybe.
So nearly, if
So
not, yeah.
so yeah, just about 20 years, coming on 20 years, yeah.
That's amazing. Well, congrats on that. With that success, and we've talked about, touring all over the world and playing those big shows and everything, is there still something with all the people that you see rush the stage or get right there in front? Is there still something that can kind of throw you off? Like, is it somebody holding a sign, or maybe your in-ears will pick up screaming and somebody's like, "You owe me money," just like weird stuff people yell?
Oh, if there's technical difficulties where you know, the other night we were playing a gig in Idaho and we came out and my guitar, the first song, something was up with the guitar. And that definitely throws me into like from the highest point of confidence walking on stage and getting ready to perform to like a deflated
Oh
sense of
man.
confidence. But I've learned to get over any of that fairly quickly, in the sense that I really have a or try to have a macro view on, does it feel energetically like the people who came to the show, and does it feel energetically like internally that that the energy was good, that the feeling overall was good, that the crowd enjoyed the show. And if that's the case, those little errors or those little technical difficulties, by the end of the show, they're not even in. I'm not
Right.
holding on to them anymore. I think when I was younger, that kind of thing would stick with me, and then at the end of the show, oh man, that ruined
Yeah.
my show. I don't let those things ruin my show anymore.
Yeah. That's incredible. What does a Young the Giant pre-show ritual look like? Do you guys have one?
Oh, very simple ritual is that we just get in a huddle and we kind of say the name of the city that we're in, and we all put our foot into the middle. And anyone that's around us, we invite in. So if friends or family are around during that time, or if there's a security guard, we tend to just invite whoever's around us in that moment right before going on stage into the circle. And then about a year or two ago, we started fist bumping each other, just the band, like each of us fist bump each other right before going on. So it's like the huddle with the foot in the middle, kind of just calling out the city, and then the fist bump. That's about it.
That's good. It's a good simple, but it's still meaningful for you guys. That sounds
Yeah.
pretty awesome. I got one last question for you, okay? So Victory Garden, we've talked about how it's empathy, it's connection, it's community. How excited are you to get back on the road and to start connecting with fans or with people showing up? How stoked are you about that?
That is the thing I'm most excited about for this tour, more than any other tour. And I think because of the ethos of the album,
Hmm.
that is what I look forward to the most is really connecting with the audience, and meeting the people coming to our shows. I mean, we've had years of doing that, but I think that this record is setting it up in a way where it feels more intentional.
Yeah. It's a really great, it's a no skips album for sure. I do have one thing to sidestep. What would be your phone etiquette at a concert? What would you really like for fans to know about you and phones at shows?
Like using a phone, like taking videos
Yeah,
or
because you know how like people will be like recording the
yeah.
whole thing. What do you think?
Well, I personally don't. If I go to a show and it's not some sort of moral thing,
Right.
for me it's more so I don't. Well, first of all, I have an iPhone 13 mini, so my camera's not that good anyway. But I
Me
don't.
too. I got an iPhone 13. Sorry, but I do.
Literally, it's the best. And I was about to upgrade because
Uh-huh.
I thought my lens was cracked and my phone dies like every 2 seconds. I took it to this place. I realized this was just a little glass cover that they replaced, so my lens
Yeah.
isn't broken, and they replaced the battery, and it's got another few years in it, so I'm good. So,
Yeah.
but I don't take. It's very rare that I would take a photo or a video at a concert because I don't look back at it,
Hmm.
and I want to. be as present as possible. I would love if people used their phones sparingly. I'd almost rather them use it to take a photo of them with their loved ones that they went to the show with over the music and enjoy the music. And I actually went to a comedy show years ago where you put the phone in the pouch thing.
Hmm.
I remember talking to more people. I had a great time, looking around. People were literally looking around like, "Oh my gosh, no one has their phone." Like it was like back to the 90s or whatever. So, yeah, I'd say use it sparingly,
Yeah.
because how often are you looking back at these, you know,
It's
the
like taking videos of fireworks. Okay.
yeah, and you're not really looking back so much on that stuff.
That's cool, man. Well, we can't wait to see you June 23rd, Stage AE. I would say one last thing. What do you want Pittsburghers to know about the show or just inviting them out to the show? Whichever one you want to give me.
Um, I would say if you've seen Young the Giant before, it will be true to a Young the Giant show, but there are definite left turns. There are definite things we are adding to this set that you will be surprised by. And this is the Victory Garden tour. I'll say that. There's a good mix of our whole catalog, but in support of this new records, we're definitely going to play much of it as we can.
Eric, thank you so much for your time. Get tickets, Q929FM.com, AXS.com. Cold War Kids and Almost Monday are going to be opening up, so get there early for sure. That's it. That's it. Good. Thank you, Eric.
No problem. Thank you.
Appreciate your time, bud. We'll see you. Yeah, like in about a month or so.
Yeah, please come out and come say hi. Hit up our management and please come at the show. We don't have too many friends in Pittsburgh, so come and say hello.
We'll get you some Permani sandwiches. It's all good.
Yes, please.
All
All
right,
right,
bye
take care,
guys. Thank
Monica.
you. Bye.
Bye.